But just rewinding to this also takes us back to what we are laying out on the iftar table. And if I can say, subhanAllah, the last 2.5 years for us has been a huge grounding and humbling experience, seeing what's unfolded in Gaza and Palestine generally and everywhere else around the world. Right now for us, it is a very humble iftar table. And that makes a difference in that secondary bit, right? In the packing up and the getting prepared for Taraweeh and so forth. When we humble ourselves in what we present on our iftar table, it makes the ibadah a lot easier. We're not actually dipping ourselves into food comas, unable to perform the very, acts of worship that only come in Ramadan, Taraweeh and so forth. So also rethinking, what are we putting on our iftar table? For us now, it is a main meal, a salad, maybe a soup as well, if there is ability for that. And that is it. And alhamdulillah. And if you have a sweet tooth before or after, there are no desserts and so forth. It is literally a date with almond, peanut butter on top, and alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
Right?
It's true. If you think about what our mothers and sisters in Gaza are preparing for suhoor and iftar, what our mothers in Sudan are preparing for iftar, it really does humbles you, and it makes you think to yourself, no, we have plenty. Alhamdulillah, we are not in a position where we have food insecurity. And so we shouldn't feel pressure to lay a spread on the table that's literally going to be to our detriment in a couple of hours' time when we've got to stand for hours, in Salah and Taraweeh. And I think it's, I picked this up from Dr. Moody Danawi, where he said, I shouldn't have to know what you had for iftar. That should be something that is between you and your household. Yeah. So if you've loaded up on food and you're dragging yourself to Salah, you're not only going to feel uncomfortable, chances are you're going to make other people around you feel uncomfortable. So everything is pointing to the fact that we need to go back to the Sunnah. And the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ used this month as a month of restraint, not only to restrain your desires, not only to restrain from what is unlawful, but also to restrict what is lawful for your own benefit.
Absolutely.
So it's about looking at things from a different perspective.
Training ground for the nafs, to humble our nafs and teach it and tell it who the master is.